Hey, this is Morty back with another video. Today I'm going to go over leveling for Luclin. Quick route that you can do on a bunch of characters, a couple options that you can do, and power leveling tips if you have like a druid buddy or a mage buddy. Um, Druid's probably a little bit better to power level with, but I'll kind of go over that now. Um, so, if you're a caster class, um, I guess anything that can be a high elf, maybe some other classes can do it, or races. I mean, whoever can do a turn in to this guild leader here. This is a cleric guild leader in Felwith. They accept bone chips, just like the other bone chip quest in um, whatever that dwarven city is called. I can't remember right now. Still a little bit sick, so I'll show you what the dwarven turn-in gets you for 4 bone chips. It gets you like a random piece of this loot plus 1,000 experience. And if you do this Felwith chest for quest for 4 bone chips, it gives you um, like 4 times the experience, and you get spell. This isn't worth anything. The other stuff that you get from the dwarven one isn't worth anything, but the Felwith bone chip quest is a lot faster. So I recommend like casters that can do the bone chip quest turn into this um, NPC, do that way. You can turn in full stacks. Just make sure you have enough inventory space for all the spells. I guess you don't need the inventory space, really, because he just won't give you a reward. You'll still get the XP. So you can do this up to however many bone chips you want to turn into them. Probably like level 6-ish, maybe a little bit higher. And then later on, I'll go over with you like where you can experience in Luclin. From here, you can just um, exit the zone and go to the um, G-Fey Wizard Spire, and that's one of the teleports up to Luclin. So, one other thing that I recommend you doing is if you have room on your account, um, set like just create a low level character and keep them in this zone to buy your spells for you in the future. You probably will have to come back and learn how to like meditate and dodge and stuff like that at level like 4 and 20 something. So just remember to do that, but we'll be getting levels pretty quickly. So the next thing I want to show you is kind of more along the lines for melee classes, and I'll go out to Surefall and show you my favorite place to experience low levels. So specifically, if you're like power leveling a melee class, you figure out what spells are going to stick to them based on their level, and then I just run out here and start killing gnolls. Basically, what you can have them do is you can have them tag. Um, you can have them tag gnolls so they do 1 point of damage, and then you can aggro the gnolls and use your thorns to kill them quickly. Or, specifically for melee, what I like to do is just let them get their defense points early on, because it does make a difference getting your defense points up. So They can pull however many they want to. You got them buffed. You can heal them. You throw a, you know, regen on them, and they'll be fine. These gnolls up here, there's a 3 spawn. They're 30-second respawn, and then there's another 3 spawn by a little hut. They're also like a 30-second respawn. So while they're being attacked by these guys, you can run over and grab the ones over here. So it's a pretty quick little XP spot where they can level up defense early on, and you can grab some of the wanderers here and here. There's one that comes over the hill, one that travels this way, and one that comes down here. So you can keep grabbing them, dumping them on the character so that they get their defense up. Make sure that you're having them loot all of these so that you can do the tooth turn-in quest, which is in Kinos. You can get them up to, I don't know, I would still probably leave here at around level 6 to go do your turn-ins. You might get lucky, get them to 7 or 8, and then I'll show you another little spot that you can experience at. I've done it in videos before, but where is my port? I've done it in videos before. It's still a good spot where you can level up a couple more levels before you go to Luclin. But then I'll show you a spot in Luclin where you can level up probably around level 5 to 24-ish. And it's pretty quick, especially if you're helping them out. In Toxxulia Forest, there's this little room here that has skeletons that are on a 1-minute timer. The guy that I was power leveling was saying that it felt faster than 1 minute, but these are all on a 1-minute timer. You can kill them. He can kill them pretty quick. You know, you just throw thorns on them. He melees, tries to get 1 hit or so on all of them, gets his skill ups, get him to whatever you feel like comfortable here, and then you go to the Nexus, and we're gonna go to Puddle Caverns, and there's a couple spots there where you use the same technique where for like a caster, you're gonna gather up all the mobs, put thorns on yourself, and the caster's gonna tab through and try to either cast on each one of them. Maybe once they get like an AoE spell, get some kind of damage in on each one of them, and then the thorns will just take them out pretty quickly, and you can heal yourself. And for the melee, you can do either or, where they get the aggro. I was having my little buddy with a bunch of his hit point. He just stacked hit points, a bunch of high hit point items, run around and gather up a whole bunch of mobs, and then just sat there with thorns, tabbing through and attacking them. So, so we'll go to Puddle Caverns first. I guess I can egress over there. Puddle Caverns has like the best, the second best experience in the game. First, of course, is the broken needs to be nerfed Vexar, where people are, you know, getting 17 plus AAs a day, like 300 to 500% experience an hour is just ridiculous. So, but this place has some really good leveling, and I'll go over a couple things with you. Actually, I'll sucker to get closer to where I need to be in here. So all these little mud brewers, they're lower level, like 5 to 7, I think. So they can attack those. And there's these giant rooms just full of mud brewers, like this whole room. Has a whole bunch of them, so they can run around and aggro a bunch of those. And it's an 8-minute spawn timer, so if you're power leveling it, it might be rough to that room probably has enough that you won't have any issues with the spawn timers. But there's another smaller room up here that you might have issues if you're power leveling. I haven't checked this one over here, just these two, because it's big enough, and I've had enough. Oh, this one actually has some of the fiends in there. I forgot about that. So once you kill all those mud brewers, you can start working on fiends. And then there's a bigger spot. I like this room up here for the fiends. I try to leave the mushrooms and the tunnelers around alone. Like this room is a good room for fiends too. So, but the plurgs are the lower level ones, and there's or is it the PH ones that are the lower level ones? I can't remember. You'll figure it out, right? These ones are the higher level ones, I'm pretty sure. So when you're coming down here, you definitely want to invis them, because you saw that corpse back there. I was just testing something on one of my other characters, level 1 character, trying to run over here to see if she could do anything. But anyhow, that's you do this until 24. There's a couple good spots. If you want to hang out for a couple more levels, there's a camp over here that has little like gnomes and stuff like that. I think it has a bunch of different races at it, but they all flee, which is a real big pain in the butt. So like these guys, you can pull all of them and just hang out here and kill them using the same technique with like thorns and whatever. But at about 24, you can leave this zone and go back to we'll go to Echo Caverns. So I'm just gonna head to the Nexus and I'll show you. There's two different parts of Echo Caverns. There's like a lower level part where you'll do low level, low 20s, mid 30s kind of thing, and I'll show you the route that you can do. You know, in some of the lower levels, you're just gonna skip a bunch of them, right? By using the bone chip quest or by killing a bunch of gnolls quick. You can skip using experience pots in that part. I think I gotta go through this little door here. But don't be too afraid to use experience pots, because you can get a couple 100% an hour while you're power leveling. So the idea is to come into Echo Caverns, and a lot of times this boggling scout will be dead because somebody's killed it. You might have to kill it. You can run through the middle. You can kill these 4 guys. They are lower levels, but it's a 8-minute spawn here, so it's not really a big enough density. But what you want to do is come over this way, and your first camp that you'll be experiencing at is this little mosquito camp here. So there's 3, 6, there's 1 hidden down here. There's 7 right there. You can pull all of them, kill them all, and your person will level pretty quickly. Just got rooted by this. The second camp that you'll go to is this one up here, and you can kill all of these. If you get fast enough to where they're killing all the mosquitoes, you can take some of these down there. There's 4 mushrooms, 3 of those, so that's 7, 8, 9, 10 mobs in this room. And then once they get a little bit higher level, you'll come over this way, and there's another room that'll get you. This one will get you to your mid 30s over here. These warriors are higher level, and there's cultists in here that sound like they're casters, but they're not. These are actually warriors too. And these are the highest level mobs over here. They're in their low 30s, I think. So you can actually go in this room and kill them without aggroing this mob in the middle. You don't want to play with him. He's a undercon and summons, so I think he's level 35, but he's a lot harder than that. So you can get to, like your mid 30s here, and then once you do that, we're going to go over to the other part of Echo, and you can actually do that side of the zone until level 50, and I'll show you the camps that you can do there.
Roof break.
There are other mobs that you can play around with in Echo that are behind this curtain over here, but there's some casters back there, and it's just not worth it, really. Like these outcast mutants are fine, and you can kill the humanoid with names. These are all on like the outcast mutant faction, whatever it is, I can't remember, but a lot of them cast, so it's not really a great spot back there. Let's head over to so I think in like 2 days I got my friend to his 40s. 2 days, I don't mean like 24, 48 hours. I mean just like we could hang out for a couple hours on a couple days, and we got that far. So I forgot. So now we'll go over to the other Echo Caverns. I mean, really, in 1 day, you could get somebody to their low 40s, depending on one of the camps in here. So just a couple hours, you could get them there. So in the lower part of Echo Caverns, there's a bunch of bugs that you can kill. You can go left here. These are lower level bugs. I can't remember what level they were, but I have a 49 monk that these are green to, so they're a little bit lower than the other bugs in this portion of the lower levels. But there's 4 bugs here on the left hand side. They all come solo if you want them to. There's 2 that spawn there, 1 spawns there, 1 spawns here. You can get them all solo. And then up here, in this little crevice, there's 3 fungal fiends. They come in 2s. Like if you pull the one that's on the far side here, you'll always get these 2. And then if you pull the one that is spawned over here, you'll always get the other. He like connects to the one back here, and he will connect to the same one in back, but they don't all 3 aggro. There's always a single mob here, a single pather, and then 2, I think there's 6 bugs here, like 2 along this wall, 2 along this wall, and like 2 that come straight down the middle, and they come in 2s. So that's like if you're soloing, if you can solo, or if you're like power leveling somebody, you can be pulling those. And then the other area that you could level at is this Taskmaster camp. So this camp, you can stay here until you're level 50. I was just in it today on my Ixar monk, so there is a little bit of a negative experience penalty there. At level 49, I was still getting 60% experience per hour with an XP pot. So not super fast, but it'll get you to 50. And then guess what you do? You do whatever you want. You go to KC or Velks or Seb, and you just grind out the last few levels. I know that sounds like I know that sounds anticlimactic, but really, you know, like for me, my favorite route is to do this till I'm 50, and then I go to Velks and I pull like a madman in there for people. So just wanted to give you that little thing. Of course, on my channel I have a bunch of other videos about secret spots, or not really secret spots, but places that other people don't experience at, that you can check out. And because of the Luclin changes where spawn timers are shorter, some of those spots got better. So don't forget to check it out, okay? Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.